Welcome to Chef virtual series. My name is Ben Simpkins. I'm the executive chef here at the Dunes Club in Myrtle Beach. As you can see, we got a great day today, and hopefully I'm going to show you some great ideas of what we can do with food. So first of all, I'd like to thank Libby Plateware. They have given me an enormous amount of different plates, small plates, forks, spoons, different things that they're come up with that I think will be great to showcase, and things that you can use for your benefit for your members in your banquet department. So what I want to talk about is how do we recover from COVID and yet make the next step when it comes to banquets. Honestly, I'm tired of going through my membership actually going through a buffet line where they just putting food on a plate. So how can we enhance that? How can we have the future of that? My idea, and I have been following all you chefs, I know a lot of y'all already do this, is how can we work together as club chefs to push the envelope? So this is what I have done. So first of all, this is only 4 plates. I know it's small, and the first thing you're asking yourself is, how am I gonna feed 100 people with this small thing? This is just to showcase the plates and the how I'm doing it for this demo. Normally I would have a ice glow that I would fill pretty big, and then I would have my different selections of my small plates. The great thing is I'm not contaminating everything. I have a chef, or you can have a server that would pick these up, give it to a member, maybe on a B&B, whether it's chopsticks, a demi spoon, something different. All right, so our food that we have today, I did 3 different small, as you could say, tapas if you want. I just call it small bites. It's almost like your membership is walking through your manned stations, almost like it's a course menu. I think that is something that's different. I also think that our membership will appreciate that a little more than going through a buffet that's just food on a plate. So today what I have is I've done a little tuna sashimi with avocado puree, a little ponzu, and a little bit of tempura flakes with micro wasabi. This next dish I did a Coco foie gras panna cotta that I set up in a flexi mold with a little bit of confit grapes, a little bit of pink pearl apple that's been compressed, and a little bit of granola on the bottom so you get a nice crunch. The third dish I did today was a crudo of scallop. I did U10 scallops, cut them in half, just gave them a light marinade and a little lemon juice and lemon oil for about 10 minutes. Thin sliced jalapenos, a little bit of compressed cucumber, espelette. Everybody uses espelette. It's one of my favorite seasoning, and a little bit of lava salt. So your membership would walk through the line. Depending on what state you're in, I can either hand you this to put on your plate, or the membership can actually grab it themselves because they're not contaminating everything. So the other thing I want to talk about with this is, of course, it would be a lot larger. You could have as many different small plates as you like. As you see, mine's on ice because I'm dealing with cold food. But I think that this looks presentation-wise something that I want to eat. It almost is like a mini plate, a mini course. A lot of chefs out there say, well, that's only 1 scallop. Well, you know, instead of you eating 8 ounces of a piece of filet off a carving board and a scoop of mashed potatoes, you know, our newer membership are looking for healthier choices. They're looking for smaller portions. They're looking for a variety, and I think this is a way we can give them. Libby sent me a lot of great plates. The color, the textures, the depth. Honestly, I'm in love with all of them. I can't wait to utilize them all in my club. I know we're working on going this way for some new banquets in the future. So again, whatever you want to do to put your ice in, if I was doing 100 people, I usually use an ice glow that's wrapped. I pre-make these in the back and bring them out as I needed. The servers fill them, and I have a chef there that's going to describe everything to them. That's the other thing, you know, having cards out is great, but you know, having that personal touch with a member that describes how it is, I think really is something that I know I could do better in the future for my banquets. So Libby has given me these wonderful cast iron pots with these beautiful lids. Today we did a little bit of lobster mac and cheese, and I know lobster mac and cheese can be $19.95, but I'm gonna be honest with you, our membership loves it. It's got a little bit of shaved truffle on top. It's petite, it's custom to their palate. They're not getting a huge 4-6 ounce portion of it. You're controlling the portion. Libby also makes these little wooden boards, so because these are so hot that you just take them, put them on the board, and give it to your member on their plate, set it on their plate for them. I mean, how cool and custom is that for your membership? And you can put so many different things in there, from a little beef bourguignon, any kind of duck cassoulet. You can use them for so many different items. The other thing I want to talk about with this setup is I've been using it over the years instead of Schaefer's. What I like to do sometimes, we put oysters on here, you put crab cakes on here, anything you like. This gives off a lot of heat. It's going to keep your food warm. Even if you had something that wasn't covered, you could always do a heat lamp here to get your food hot, so it's staying hot on the top and hot on the bottom. It just looks better than putting a silver Schaefer up here that's got dents in it. Somebody's got to chrome polish it. We got 2 sternos underneath. I love using bricks. It looks vintage, got a little wheatgrass. You can decorate it however you like. The other thing I do is I have a brand new roasting rack that I put over here, put in a sheet pan that's been wrapped, and I put my meat on there sometimes. Instead of using a carving station with a heat lamp, I'll keep my meat on the grill, this little roasting rack with the sternos, and pull it off, slice it a little bit, put it back on. So you chefs out there, you have so many different ideas. That's something you could use. That I was hoping today that whatever I do, if it can just spark one idea for you, I think it's totally worth it. I know that's the way I work when I look through a cookbook or watch a show, or all y'all's post on Facebook. I love what you do, and it sparks ideas for me. So this is one thing that I'm hoping in today's demo that we can work together in as club chefs. So for our first action station, what I'd like to do is something different. This is what this webinar is about. I've done a mozzarella station before, when you roll the mozzarella out from fresh curds and you put stuff in it, roll it back up and slice it. But I really wanted to do burrata. It's something that I love to eat, and I was talking to, this is my senior sous chef, Don, on how we can make it an action station. So we've come up, this is the best thing that's worked for us. I don't know if y'all have done it out there and done it better, but what we did is we took the curd, cut it in so many ounces, and then what we did is we folded it, rolled it, got it nice and hot. Our temperature's 165 degrees. We use our circulator to keep it that temperature, because if you keep adding a cold mozzarella, it's gonna, of course, come down. So we get the curd as we fold it and get it into a flat little pancake. Then we cut it with a circle cutter. After we do that, we put it in this 2-ounce black souffle cup, and we have them sitting. This has been sitting for a couple hours and it's totally fine in the fridge. So when we get the action station to start, what we do is we dip it into the hot water at 165, and it's very, very hot. And then we get it back to flexible like you had it before with the curd. And then what we do is we take our mixture, which is the stracciatella, and we put it in there, put it back into a nice pinch, and then put it in the ice cold water, as Don's doing now, to let it set up. We just hold it in there, let the top set up, and it's good to go. We've had a lot of success with this. Our members love it, especially sitting on a beach, a nice hot day. It's become one of our really popular stations, and especially watching it. You're giving your membership theater, which I think theater is something that I love to watch. I love to watch stuff being made in front of me. Now, of course, as us chefs know, if we're making it for 200 people, I got some burrata already made in the back. Whereas if he gets behind, here comes the cavalry and Don's saved. But yet we're still doing that theater in front of our members. So what I like to do is once he has them made, is I'll take them, cut them with a pair of kitchen scissors to the top to kind of cut it down a little bit. You can save these little curds and reuse them again. So this is filled nicely with our stracciatella into our nice Libby bowl. Libby, I love you again. And then what we got is for our toppings is we got a little bit of balsamic pearls, which I like to put on first. Right on top. We got our tomatoes that's been confit in a little bit of garlic oil right on top. And then we have a basil oil. I don't like to strain the basil out. I like to leave it in. A little Maldon sea salt, which that mozzarella is going to need. And then a little bit of baby leeks just to garnish it up. So this is our fresh burrata station that's been very popular, especially in the summertime. And I hope this can be a great action station for your membership at your club. So our next station that we have for you is one I've never done before, but I wanted to open a door of a thought that I had, doing consommé out of a whiskey barrel. So I did order this one online. It's okay. It's 1.5 gallons. I'm only serving 2 to 3 ounces of consommé for this. It's gonna be a bacon consommé with a pork belly that's been braised overnight with a little pickled mustard seeds and a chicharron. So, thought process is what I did is I filled this up with boiling hot water first, dumped it out, then put my consommé in there, and believe it or not, it's staying really warm for me, which of course, depending on your season or whatever, hot soup, it's gotta be hot. I also have a heat lamp out here. There's no sternos underneath this cast iron. I just think the look of Libby's wonderful soup cups. She sent me a whole bunch of different ones. This one's one I've never seen before, and I love it because I think it's the perfect amount of having a nice small soup with a little bit of garnish in it to, again, this is stations, this is small courses, small portions. So what we're gonna do is pour our bacon consommé about halfway up for our membership. This whiskey barrel, you can do a lot of different things. Jack Daniel's actually sells a lot of them. They're around $125. You can get all different kinds of flavored bourbon. I think this one, I soaked a little bit of Jack in it overnight before I served it, just to give it, enhance the flavor of a little bit of the bacon consommé. But again, take this concept and make it something different. Come back to me. I would love for you to email me and say, hey chef, you know, I did it on a huge scale. I got the big whiskey barrel. We're serving all kinds of different things in there. The way I've cleaned it in the past is rinse it with water. Then I take Everclear, which y'all know chefs, Everclear will kill anything. Pour it in there and I swish it all around very, very, very good. Pour it out and let it air dry. And I have not had any problems with it, smells anything. But again, it's the curing of your inside of your barrel. But this is just a little baby one. You can definitely get different sizes for your consommes. So with this whiskey barrel, chefs, I think you can take it, create it with other ideas, put your own spin on it, and come out with something that is really over the top for 100, 150 people. But again, think of it as a course for your membership. All right, chefs, we got the Beech grill out. As you can see, this one is very new, which they don't normally look like this after a little bit of cooking on them. So I just got this one in a month or two ago, only cooked on it a couple times. She's still seasoning. So what I did for a selection of beef, I took a spindle of the top of the ribeye, I TG'd it, rolled it up, I sous vide it at 120, and then what I did is I went ahead and threw it on the Beech with a white Japanese charcoal to give it that flavor, that smell, that really nice sear, that darkness that I'm looking for. Then what I did is with Libby's wonderful selection, I love these little plates, little handles, great color. It matches well with the food. Sliced it up, put a little bit of fried beech mushrooms on it, a little bit of green onion puree, and a little bit of Maldon sea salt. It's cut up, so all you got to do is use a fork and enjoy it. Again, you know, if you wanted to put 5, 6 pieces on there, if you wanted to put a couple of shrimp on here with it, make a little surf and turf dish, you could. I know one question that I had is, how is the smoke? Well, I don't think it's that bad, but it probably would be better for an outdoor event. But how many times do you walk in and see somebody doing an action station of a beach hotan grill? I think that it really adds a lot of theater and caress to your dish. Have the heat light here, keeping them warm, slicing them to order once I get over here, slicing it, putting it on a plate. And then what I did is my charcoal I got on one side, and then one side I have nothing, so I can just keep keeping them warm until I need to slice them. So again, future of banquets, where's it going? So as we come to an end, I just want to say thank you to Chef. I want to say thank you to Libby flatware and plates. I couldn't have done this without you. I'm looking forward to meet a lot of you in September for Chef. I will be there for the next, coming up after this, I'm going to go live Q&A, ask some questions, let's talk some food. I'm excited. I get excited about food. Do I have the answers? Absolutely not. But I think all of us coming together as club chefs, we can dictate and tell what is the future of banquets. Thank you.